Giants Nation, it's finally here, and it's not just any leak. This is your first full look at the New York Giants 2025 schedule, and trust us, there's plenty to be excited about and a few matchups that could define the future of this team. Buckle up because we're breaking down everything you need to know week by week and why this season might just be the turning point for Big Blue. But before we get into it, if you're a die-hard Giants fan, make sure you're subscribed to Big Blue News. We're your go-to source for daily, engaging content on all things Big Blue. Help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers this offseason by hitting that subscribe button now. Week 1, at Washington Commanders, a revenge opener. Giants fans, this matchup is one to highlight boldly on the calendar. The 2025 season kicks off with a high-stakes divisional battle against the Washington Commanders, a team that caused serious frustration for New York last season. In 2024, the Giants dropped critical games to Washington, including close contests that exposed key weaknesses on both sides of the ball. Now in Week 1, they return to FedEx Field with a clear objective: redemption. This is not just another divisional rivalry, it's a strategic and emotional opportunity to make a strong statement. A win against a familiar NFC East opponent would not only erase some of the lingering bitterness from last season, but also serve as a morale booster for a franchise eager to turn the page. With the Giants making notable offseason moves, particularly on defense, including additions to the pass rush, and secondary, the team is entering the new year with renewed confidence and urgency. Quarterback play, pass protection, and third down efficiency were all areas of concern in last year's losses to Washington. The coaching staff has likely spent significant time correcting those issues throughout the offseason, preparing specifically for this kind of challenge. Winning in Week 1 would immediately validate those efforts and set a competitive tone for the rest of the season. More than anything, this game is about execution and mindset. Starting the season 1-0, especially against a divisional foe, could be the difference between staying in the playoff race or playing catch-up later in the year. The Giants know what's at stake. It's not just about revenge, it's about launching the 2025 campaign with purpose and authority. Week 2, at Dallas Cowboys, time to flip the script. In Week 2 of the NFL regular season, the New York Giants head to Arlington, Texas to face the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. It's another tough road matchup, and yes, it's against a division rival that has had the upper hand in recent meetings. The Cowboys have consistently controlled this rivalry in recent years, particularly in season openers and early matchups. Dallas has won 12 of the last 13 meetings, including a clean sweep in 2023. Their defense, led by stars like Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs, has made life difficult for Daniel Jones and the Giants' offense. However, despite the historical dominance, this game could represent a real opportunity for the Giants to change the narrative. The Giants come into this season with key upgrades on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they've bolstered their line protection and added more weapons in the passing game. On the defensive side, New York's front seven is expected to be more disruptive this year. With the emergence of Kayvon Thibodeaux, the leadership of Dexter Lawrence, and improved linebacker play, the Giants might be better equipped to contain Dallas's run game and put pressure on quarterback Dak Prescott, who has struggled with turnovers in the past. Limiting Prescott's time to operate and disrupting the Cowboys' rhythm will be key. Another factor that plays into the Giants' chances is coaching. Brian Daboll and his staff are entering their third year together and have a clearer identity for the team. The Giants are expected to be more disciplined, more balanced on offense, and more aggressive defensively. They also have the benefit of playing without the heavy pressure of opening week, which Dallas often thrives in and can focus entirely on exploiting matchups. For the Giants to have a real shot at pulling off the upset, a few things need to go right. Protecting the football, limiting explosive plays from CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard, winning the battle in the trenches, and staying competitive deep into the game. If New York can keep the score close into the fourth quarter, the pressure could shift to Dallas, especially if the Giants manage the clock well and capitalize on red zone opportunities. This isn't just about getting a win, it's about changing the culture. The Giants need to start proving they can beat playoff-caliber teams, especially within the NFC East. A win against the Cowboys in their own stadium would not only break the losing streak, but also send a strong message across the league that this version of the Giants is not the same team from years past. All eyes will be on how the Giants respond to this challenge. It's early in the season, but games like this can set the tone for the rest of the year. If the Giants truly want to take the next step, flipping the script in Dallas is the first major hurdle they must overcome. Week 3 versus Kansas City Chiefs under the lights on Sunday night. The New York Giants' 2025 home opener comes with one of the most difficult challenges on the schedule, a primetime matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. Led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes and all-pro tight end Travis Kelce, the Chiefs' offense remains one of the most explosive in the NFL. However, this year, their offensive line has shown signs of vulnerability, particularly in pass protection. The Chiefs' interior protection has been inconsistent and their tackles have struggled against speed off the edge. That presents a real opportunity for the Giants' defensive front, which enters the season as one of the team's strongest units. Kayvon Thibodeaux, coming off a breakout season, is expected to be a constant threat off the edge, while Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Dexter Lawrence will look to collapse the pocket from the inside. This matchup could come down to the Giants' ability to generate pressure without having to blitz heavily, allowing more defenders to stay in coverage and limit Mahomes' ability to extend plays. Forcing the Chiefs into third and long situations and disrupting their rhythm early could be the key to flipping momentum. Additionally, the Giants' secondary, featuring young and athletic corners like Deonte Banks and Cordell Flott, must hold up in coverage long enough to give the pass rush time to get home. Slowing down Travis Kelce will be critical. Expect tight coverage from linebackers and safeties, possibly with bracket assignments to minimize his impact. If the Giants can win at the line of scrimmage and create consistent pressure on Mahomes, they have a real shot to pull off what would be one of the biggest surprises of the NFL season. This game isn't just about pride, it's a measuring stick for where the Giants stand among the league's elite. Week 5. At New Orleans Saints, a must, win early in the season. Coming off an extended break following their Thursday Night Football appearance in Week 4, the New York Giants enter Week 5 with extra rest and preparation time, and they'll need it. This road matchup against the New Orleans Saints is being viewed internally and externally as a must-win situation for several reasons. First, the Saints are dealing with instability at the quarterback position. Injuries and inconsistent performances have left the offense lacking rhythm and identity. Whether it's a struggling starter or a backup being forced into action, the Saints' quarterback room has not inspired confidence through the early part of the season. This situation creates a clear opportunity for the Giants' defense to capitalize on confusion and lack of cohesion on the opposing side. The Giants' defensive unit, particularly the front seven, must assert control early. With New Orleans likely leaning heavily on their run game and short passing schemes to stabilize the offense, gap discipline and sound tackling will be essential. Dexter Lawrence and Ashawn Robinson will be key in controlling the interior, while linebackers must be sharp in coverage against short passes and tight ends. In the secondary, the Giants have an advantage in speed and athleticism. The Saints' wide receiver core, while talented, can be neutralized if the Giants' pass rush is effective and the coverage remains tight. Limiting explosive plays and forcing the Saints into third and long situations will tilt the game in New York's favor. Offensively, the Giants must avoid playing down to the level of a struggling team. Sustaining drives, protecting the football, and converting red zone opportunities will be critical. This is not a game where New York can afford mental errors, penalties, or turnovers. They'll need to play clean, efficient football to control the pace and avoid giving New Orleans any momentum. Given the expectations for this season and the difficulty of upcoming matchups later in the schedule, dropping a winnable game here would be a major setback. This is exactly the type of opponent the Giants need to beat to prove they are legitimate playoff contenders. A strong, decisive performance in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams would not only secure a vital win, but also reinforce belief within the locker room and among the fan base. Week 6. At Philadelphia Eagles, Thursday Night Fight. In Week 6, the New York Giants face one of the toughest challenges of the season, a short-week road game against the division rival Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. Playing on a short turnaround is already physically and mentally demanding, but doing so against one of the NFC's most complete and physical teams adds another level of difficulty. The Eagles come into this game with one of the most balanced rosters in the league. Offensively, Jalen Hurts continues to operate at a high level, combining mobility with improved accuracy and decision-making. Philadelphia's offensive line remains a major strength, consistently ranked among the best in the NFL, which allows them to control the line of scrimmage and open up both the run game and play-action opportunities. Weapons like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert present matchup problems across the field, making defensive discipline and communication critical. For the Giants' defense, the key will be containment and gap control, preventing Hurts from extending plays with his legs while also maintaining tight coverage on elite receivers is a tall order. Edge rushers like Kayvon Thibodeaux, Abdul Carter, and Brian Burns must generate pressure without compromising the integrity of the pocket, while linebackers and safeties must be disciplined in coverage and run support. On the other side of the ball, the Giants' offense faces an aggressive, deep Eagles defensive front that can rotate fresh pass rushers throughout the game. Philadelphia's secondary, anchored by veterans like Darius Slay, has been opportunistic and capable of capitalizing on mistakes. Ball security, quick decision-making by the quarterback, and effective execution in the short passing game will be vital to avoid costly turnovers. Beyond the X's and O's, this matchup is a test of the Giants' mindset and physical toughness. Philadelphia has dominated the rivalry in recent years, and the Giants are looking to close that gap. Regardless of the outcome, this is a crucial game to evaluate how far the team has come in terms of competing with elite NFC East opponents in hostile environments and under less than ideal conditions. While a win would be massive, even a hard-fought, disciplined performance would signal that the Giants are moving in the right direction and no longer willing to accept a subordinate role in the division. This game will demand execution, resilience, and physical endurance all under the lights of national television. This Week 7 matchup against the Denver Broncos presents a valuable opportunity for the Giants to assert control at home and potentially secure a momentum-building win. The Broncos have struggled with consistency in recent seasons, particularly on offense, with questions surrounding quarterback play, pass protection, and overall offensive identity. While their defense has shown flashes of strength, especially in the secondary, their inability to generate sustained drives has often left them vulnerable in time of possession battles. For the Giants, this game provides a chance to sharpen execution on both sides of the ball. Defensively, applying pressure to a shaky Broncos offensive line could lead to turnovers and short field opportunities. Offensively, this is an ideal setting to test out more aggressive play calling and build rhythm, especially in the passing game. A convincing win here wouldn't just count in the standings, it would help reinforce confidence within the locker room and among the coaching staff heading into a more challenging portion of the schedule. Week 8 versus Philadelphia Eagles, a tough divisional game, but winnable. Week 8 brings one of the most physically demanding and emotionally charged games on the calendar, a divisional battle against the Philadelphia Eagles. Known for their physical dominance in the trenches and a deep, talented roster, the Eagles have consistently been a top-tier team in the NFC. However, divisional games often defy expectations, and playing at home gives the Giants a tangible edge. Despite the toughness of the matchup, this is a game the Giants can realistically target as a statement win. Success will hinge on controlling the line of scrimmage, minimizing turnovers, and capitalizing on red zone opportunities. The Eagles' defensive front is relentless, so pass protection and quick decision-making from the quarterback will be critical. On the defensive side, containing the Eagles' dual-threat quarterback and limiting explosive plays will be top priorities. A win against a rival of this caliber could have a major impact not just in the standings, but in terms of belief and competitiveness within the NFC East. It's a high-pressure, high-reward scenario that the Giants must be prepared to capitalize on. Week 9 versus San Francisco 49ers, Advantage Giants, West Coast team flying east? That's always tough. Add in the 49 ERS injury history, and this might be the perfect trap game. If the Giants are healthy and rolling by this point, this could be one of the most surprising wins of the year. Don't count Big Blue out here. Week 12 at Detroit Lions, the toughest test yet. Make no mistake, this could be the biggest challenge on the entire schedule. The Lions are now NFC contenders, and their offense is no joke. But this is where the Giants' identity, defense, and toughness needs to show up. It's games like these that tell us whether the Giants are pretenders or true playoff threats. Week 13 at New England Patriots, Monday Night Battle, primetime. Rookie QB Drake May under center for New England. This is a huge opportunity for the Giants' pass rush to feast. If the defensive line plays up to its potential, this could be a statement win in front of the whole country. And let's be honest, beating the Patriots, even in a rebuild, always feels good. Week 14, bye week, a moment to reset or restart. If the Giants are thriving by this point, this bye is perfectly timed to recharge before a playoff push. But if they're struggling, this could be the week we see a major change. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart might take over the offense. And if he does watch out, the final stretch of the season features beatable teams and young QBs on the other side. The final 4 weeks of the season could be a turning point for the New York Giants, not just in terms of standings, but also in terms of franchise direction. With playoff hopes potentially hanging in the balance or a focus shifting toward development, these matchups offer both competitive and evaluative opportunities. This is the phase where future stars may get their first real shot, and the tone for the offseason will begin to take shape. Week 15 versus Washington Commanders. This late-season divisional clash marks a crucial rematch against a team that has consistently challenged the Giants in recent years. By this point in the season, circumstances could dictate a change at quarterback, potentially giving rookie Jackson Dart his first NFL start. The Commanders may also be experimenting with younger talent or fighting for a playoff spot, adding intensity to this matchup. Regardless of the playoff picture, this game is vital for measuring growth and testing new personnel against a familiar opponent. Week 16 versus Minnesota Vikings. This game could showcase one of the most intriguing rookie quarterback matchups of the year, J.J. McCarthy versus Jackson Dart. While not guaranteed, if both teams are in evaluation mode, this could become a must-watch game for fans and analysts alike. Beyond the hype, it's a meaningful opportunity to see how Dart performs against a defense that is known for creative pressure packages and coverage disguises. It's also a valuable test for the Giants' offensive line and coaching staff as they adjust to a young signal caller under center. Week 17 versus Las Vegas Raiders, a matchup that appears, on paper, to be one of the most winnable games of the final stretch. The Raiders are a team still undergoing transition, and the Giants should have a realistic shot at controlling the tempo and building confidence. This game could be key for individual player development, especially for young receivers, defensive backs, and linemen looking to make an impact ahead of the offseason. It's also a chance to build momentum and possibly give Jackson Dart a smoother in-game environment to gain reps. Week 18 at Dallas Cowboys. Ending the season in Dallas is always a high-stakes scenario, regardless of standings. If the Giants are still in the playoff hunt, this game could be decisive. If not, it becomes a valuable barometer for how the team measures up against a consistent NFC East contender. Playing on the road in one of the league's most difficult environments, the Giants will be tested in terms of discipline, physicality, and resilience. A strong performance here, especially from young players, would send a clear message heading into 2026 and provide a final data point for front office decision-making. Giants fans, this schedule isn't just a list of games, it's a story, a chance to build something new. Whether it's a comeback year for Daniel Jones or the beginning of the Jackson Dart era, every single week brings a challenge and an opportunity. And here's the best part, you are a part of this. This team is growing, rebuilding, and grinding just like its fans. Through the ups and downs, this is OUR journey, and it starts now. So don't blink. Don't turn away. This season could change everything. Let's go, Giants. Subscribe and stay tuned. We'll be here every step of the way.